Hello people, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is Sorin, and today we have good news because Wargaming just released a new crew perk system video, and let's jump right into it.
We
It's
are
gonna be
starting
like
to
3
test
minutes.
large-scale improvements to crew perks.
Oh, finally.
This is an early test designed to check that we're moving in the right direction.
I mean, it
haven't
took like 3
created a
years
new
for
crew
this,
system,
but okay.
rather develop the existing one. Let's call it a serious evolution. There are many.
So, for context, it has been super tested 3 years or 2 years ago. Then the idea was ditched, or maybe they just work with the data, because I don't remember having command SRPs because I have not played, I haven't not touched the game for the past 6 months. But yeah, that's what I can
it's easier
recall.
to figure everything out than you might expect. So let's get to it. Now, each crew member has just 6 slots for main perks.
Oh, okay.
0 perks also come under this limit.
So usually, I guess mostly of you are gonna have between 4 to 5 skill, which pretty much doesn't really affect you. But let's say you have like 10 crew, like 10 perk skill, which is pretty much impossible if you have, let's say, less than 100,000 battles. But yes, you can see there is an exponential, if it's called exponential, increase from 200k goes to the 7 skill, which is gonna be 13 million experience, which is pretty much impossible to get within I guess 15,000 battles or so. But yeah, usually you can get 4 skill, maybe 5 skill crew, but other than that it is just not good. So for tanks like the Manticore, which are having only 2 guys in the commander, and I guess it's the driver, they're under stress. So this update is gonna do good for them. Why is that? Because they are reducing to 6 skills instead of the 21 that you can get on the Manticore commander, for example. And if you have 0 perk, they are just gonna be still limited to 6, but getting yourself a full crew is gonna take you, in the case with 0 perk, is gonna take 1.6 million free crew experience to max it out. Or if you have like something like a Santa Claus, which I guess has 3, it is gonna be, if you're gonna have a full crew, within 1 million experience, which is gonna
Meanwhile,
be really
the
nice
key
if you ask
benefit
me.
of 0 perks remains. They do not raise the price of experience for subsequent ones.
Ooh.
Directives will also not help get around the
Oh,
limit,
no.
since they can't give the effect of a 7th perk if only 6 have been trained.
Ah.
That said, they can always strengthen already trained ones.
Okay, that's fair enough.
There is good news for crew members who fulfill several roles at once. It is a bonus perk system.
Tell
If
me
a
more
crew member
about
has a secondary qualification, it will be trained alongside the major one. It has
So
just
is it
3
to
perks.
one?
To fully
Yeah,
train a perk for an additional qualification, you need to train 2 perks for the major one.
Okay, so I think on the Manticore, pretty much if you train 6, if you get a full crew, a full maxed out perk line, you are gonna get 3 additional ones, because actually 3 for the gunner and 3 for the radio operator. So in total on your Manticore, you're gonna have 12.
Bonus perks do
skill
not
crew
increase the total training
for
time,
the,
no matter
what
how
was it,
many there
2
are.
million, or actually
Now,
1.6
each
million,
qualification has a choice of 3
is good.
group and 6 individual perks.
Okay, there are a lot of those new perks. So the Brothers in Art is unchanged, Repairs is unchanged, Concealment is unchanged, Recon is yeah, it's 2%, is unchanged. There is Emergency, which increases by 7.5% for 15 seconds. So that's pretty much having an bond vent on your tank every 15 seconds after you took damage. So pretty much artillery can splash you for 1 damage, and you get for 15 seconds 7.5% bonus. I guess that's how it's gonna be calculated. But this is still early, pictures, and probably they're gonna be reworked again. But honestly, I'm just gonna give you my full first opinion. Mentor, there it's you get 20%. Was it 10 before? Enables commander to replace. So they ditched the what is called Jack of all trades skill, if it's called correctly, and they merged it into the mentor to create 2 one perk that used to have 2 skills, which is good. Coordination, what is this all about? Increase the aiming time speed by 12.5% for 15 seconds after you spot an enemy vehicle. Does this count as your first spot or for the entire battle? I don't know, but 12.5%, whew, that's an Bond gun lane drive, which is crazy. Next, sound attention issues, okay. Delay 0.1, decrease negative stun for 10 seconds. That's fairly nice because it's the same effect as an large medkit. Practicality decreases consumable cooldown by 7.5%. I mean, that's actually, if you have brothers in arms, I guess they're still gonna be going up. With food, I guess it's gonna be like 8 to 9%. So those are not gonna be raw values. They're gonna be upgraded by the food, by the vents, by the brothers in arms, and so on. So yeah, they're gonna be a tiny touch more powerful than they are on paper. Next, the snapshot is the same. Data is, I guess, the same. Yeah, it is. Designated target is no longer visible. Is the same. What is its concentration? Gun dispersion by 3.5% after the vehicle stops. Okay, so you get you're tiny touch more accurate. Actually, the circle is gonna be tiny touch smaller. Increases aiming time by 2.5%. That's that's not really useful, is it? Armorer. Range damage. Oh, so the RNG drops from 25% to 20%. And also decrease the gun dispersion by 1.5%. So pretty much with this, let's say you have 1000 average damage. You're not gonna deal between 750 and 1250. You're gonna deal between 800 and 1200. And with brothers in arms, with food, I guess that's gonna go up to probably 18%. So between 820 and 1180 damage, which is good. You don't get that crazy RNG numbers. It is gonna be more compact number. Next, for the driver, we have clutch braking, which is not being touched. Smooth ride was not touched. This one was of the resulting value. Okay, I guess that's been touched a bit. I don't know what actually means. Reliable placement increases AG shell damage by actually absorption by 7.5% and decreases damage from falling. So it's pretty much like a Spoliner, which is just having a little percent of that. Okay, that makes sense. Control impact. It's I guess it's gonna be reworked as well because it has this ramming damage, actually not the suspension damage, I guess. Engineer, increase your top speed, which is gonna be very overpowered in it. I mean, it's not overpowered because it's an entire crew, but for tanks that go 20 going 21, it's gonna be good, especially on a TOG. Next, for the loader adrenaline rush, you have all the what's this? If your vehicle has under 25%, ooh, so it's not 10 anymore, and also it's not 10%, it's 5%. So I guess that's gonna be a much better usable adrenaline rush. Next, for the safe stowage, ammo rack durability 25%. I don't know what was before. I guess it was 10% or something, or 50%. I don't know. Intuition is 60 instead of the 80, I guess. Shell velocity by 10%. Whew, that's interesting. Instead of having like your average 800 shell velocity, you are gonna get 880, which is a touch better if you ask me. You have close combat, decrease gun loading time, a distance of 50 meters. This is gonna be very nice for heavy tanks and I guess medium tanks that are fighting at close range. Because 2.5%, it's kind of decent if you ask me. Minimum potential damage and the maximum potential damage penetration by 2%. So I guess you are not gonna roll for minus 25, you are gonna roll for minus 23, and the same goes with the high roll. Instead of rolling for having 300 base penetration, you are not gonna roll for 375. You are gonna roll for how much is 23% of 300? it's 69, so 369 I guess. Next, for the radio operator, you get situation awareness which is not touched. This is side by side efficiency bonus of same type. I guess that's you get better. You get pretty much like brother renown for being close to an ally that has different class. Actually, no, it's not the same. It's the same class, not different class. Jamming, decrease the timer of your recons. Okay, that's pretty much like a dead eye, or actually a reverse dead eye. Actually, no. Reverse designated target, you get spotted in 9 seconds instead of 10. And the signal interception. Bonus, actually attended when your vehicle is spotted by the enemy by. Okay, so this is pretty much I guess the same as that one. Radio expert. Assist exterior. Oh, that's gonna be very nice for scouts as well, because instead of having 450, you are gonna get 2.5% extra. What's called extra view range. So I guess that's gonna be like 1.25 effective, which is gonna be 455 instead of the 450, which is still very nice. And the firefighter, which is obviously the one that
you will have plenty
really
to
use.
choose
Actually, I
from
don't
because
really
we've
use
added
firefighter.
15 new ones. For instance, practicality for a commander reduces cooldown time for consumables. The old perks have been rebalanced. Some have become more useful, for example, sound detection. Firefighting is now an individual radio operator perk, meaning you don't need to train the whole
Yeah, that's
crew in
actually a
it.
very nice one.
Some perks have remained unchanged. In total, each crew member only has
so intuition was 60% always? What? I thought it's 80.
Each crew member only has 9 perks to choose from and just 6 slots for their major qualification. Which ones to
Oh.
train and which ones not to is up to you. All perks
Oh,
of
so you
duplicated
cannot have them all.
qualifications now only work fully when each crew member has them. Let's say you have 2 loaders and you've trained a perk for one of them, it will only work at 50% efficiency. This is to balance vehicles with small and large crews. After you've trained all 6 main perks, the aces will be able to train your cadets. Half of the base experience your 6 perk tankers earn will be counted toward post-progression.
Yo, that's
Get
sick.
100,000
That's very sick.
XP and you will receive a universal training guide that will help you train new crews. During the
That's
test and for
crazy
some time
good.
after the update's release, resetting perks will be free. If you want to reset the perks of many crew members at once, you can use the new buttons in the barracks. The first one resets the perks of all your crew members, and the second one automatically fills empty perk slots. To set crew members to your playstyle, it's best to reassign perks manually for the crews of your favourite vehicles. 0 perks can now also be reset. You can choose several at once in the perk selection window. Head to the game portal,
Damn.
go to the news article about the updated system and sign up for testing. Together, we can make sure that the updated system works well and is correctly configured and balanced before we move on to common testing.
Very
Feel
important
free to
word
experiment
that it's
and leave
balanced.
feedback. Good luck on the battlefields.
Okay, so I guess sooner or later we are gonna have videos from the common test, whether we are gonna explore all of this, and we're gonna give our full and honest opinions about the brand new perk system. So this was the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this first look, and I will catch you later, legends, on the battlefield. Bye bye.